Welcome to Chasing Impact, Not Sales, where heart meets hustle, strategy meets service, and selling feels good again. I'm your host, Mandy Minatello. Let's go. Hey, welcome back and happy new year. We're just a little bit into the new year in 2026, and I am so excited to bring you my first guest of 2026. So, for those that are new to the podcast, you just stumbled across us this year. My name is Mandy Minatello, and I am the host of Chasing Impact, Not Sales. Don't really need to explain that title. It's all right there. It's not about closing the sale. It's about creating the relationship. And I am excited to bring Emily Maxie to meet you guys and to talk a little bit about her story, what impact she is making. And what's really, really cool is unlike some of the guests that I've had where we have a long history, Emily and I are just similar in that we are bosses in the sales and marketing. She did not say that, but I will go ahead and say it after talking with her. But in the sales and marketing world, it is rare to find women who not only are sitting in the seats, but owning the tables. And that's what I have here. So, Emily, thank you so much for joining me and spending some time with me. This is going to be fun.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me.
Awesome. So, all right, I have a new resolution for 2026. 2025, my resolution was to read more, really sharpen my sword. I have focus areas of strict intention where I am building my business portfolio through reading. So my audience knows I'm always reading, but what happens is that when you're always reading, you're always needing something else on the shelf so that you never have to put anything down, right? So my first question to you is, what is the best leadership book that you've ever read and why?
Yeah, so the first thing that comes to mind for me is the book Crossing the Chasm.
Ooh, I
Um,
haven't heard of that one. Love that when that happens.
yeah, it's an oldie but a goodie. And when I was in my first role in leadership, my boss recommended it to me, and it's really about sort of the psychology behind why people buy and how they buy, and especially with new products and things that are sort of changing the game. And so it's a fantastic read, short read, but a really good one.
I love that. And you're absolutely speaking my language of like sales psychology being forefront of anything. It's not about a particular program or strategy. It's about getting to know the buyer. So I love that. Awesome. I wrote it down. That will definitely be going on my library list. Okay. Next question so that people can get to know you really. I mean, you have this long history. I was looking at Emily and I have sort of stalked each other on LinkedIn, and she has a long history in the area of marketing and, travel and really making a difference in the world. What is the hardest lesson you've ever learned in business?
I think it's funny. I have a sticky note on my monitor to remind myself of this, is that there's will always be more good ideas than capacity to do them. And I think earlier on in my career, I was just throwing myself at everything and, so many good ideas, so many opportunities and things like that. And I've realized that it's so much more effective to choose a handful of things and execute them really well than to try and do everything. And I think that's something that I had to learn the hard way.
Oh my gosh, you are speaking to the visionaries in the room, louder for the people in the back. Like, I have worked with so many CEOs and founders and owners, and that is the lesson that so many of them need to embrace is every morning there's a good idea. And when
Yeah,
you're a visionary, it's just like shiny thing and shiny thing and shiny thing. And then
it's
you
so
hire a
hard.
team that's trying to ground you and say, hey, let's do this really well. Put this on the table, put it on your business plan for however long in the future
Yeah,
you need to. But whether you focus in 90-day sprints, quarter sprints, annual sprints, whatever, if you try to accomplish too many things, nothing gets done with fidelity.
100%. Yeah.
And coming from the sales heart in me, I'm like, you're never going to make your revenue goal if you keep
Yeah.
glitching. So, very good lesson. Like I said, again, back to a book I read, Rocket Fuel, you've got the visionaries and you've got the integrators or whatever, and the poor
Yeah.
integrators are trying to chase the visionaries who keep going for the next thing. So,
Um,
good lesson. Thank
yeah.
you. All right, let's get into the nitty gritty about
Yeah,
Emily.
let's do it.
All right, Emily. In 10 words or less or whatever, however many around
Yeah.
there. What is your superpower? What do you bring to the table? Why are you here? And what can people really glean from you?
Yeah. Okay, 10 words or less.
Yeah.
Hard to do. Um,
Well, the superpower part, 10 words or less, then just tell me.
yeah, yeah. Um, yeah, so my superpower is being able to see the context of the entire business and understand how that impacts sales and marketing and how best to both work alongside peers and also push them when needed to make sure that we are set up for success on the sales and marketing side. That was definitely more than 10 words, but
I again, sister after my own heart. Like when businesses work in silos and you're like, oh, I'm just sales. I'm only going to do here, or I'm just marketing. So I'm focused on ads or
yeah,
whatever. Like you lose the exponential growth that is potential in that business. I love
yeah,
that. I love
yeah.
that. So tell us about what do you do
Yes.
currently? What are you doing?
Yes. So I am chief growth officer at a SaaS business called Firm 360. It's accounting practice management software. It's basically the software that accountants need to run their business. And I chief growth officer is kind of a nebulous term. So what it means in this context is that I run sales and marketing at Firm 360.
More than any other field, I feel that sales, nobody is called like sales specialist because
Right.
like sadly, and I talk about this all the time, that term sales comes with a negative connotation for so
100%.
many people. So we come up with these fancy words like I'm
Yeah.
the chief growth officer,
Exactly.
whatever. What does that mean, sales?
Yeah, exactly.
So part of my whole like purpose is to like, smooth the edges, but I'm
Yeah.
never going to. So that's why I
Right.
love hearing like the justification behind people's titles, but it always comes down to
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
Awesome. So what is the best part of your job, in your opinion?
Have an amazing team. Just a fantastic team. It's interesting. I talk to other CROs or heads of marketing or people in different roles and I hear a lot of griping, especially about account executives. And
Uh-huh.
I just cannot relate. I have certainly had experiences in prior roles, but in my current role, I just have rock stars who want to be great, who are grinding hard and really good at what they do. And so that's the best part is the people.
What would you say to those account executives that are listening or people who want to get into it or whatever, or maybe they're not doing so well, like
Yeah.
what is your piece of advice to make them a rock star? What's the difference between your rock stars and the ones that you're hearing about?
Yeah, I think part of it is just the curiosity and the wanting to be better. I think there's a level of humility there of knowing, and even the ones that I work with, they're like, how can I do better? How can I be better? And, you know, AEs that I've worked with in the past or been, adjacent to in the past,
Yeah.
um, sometimes are like, no, I'm good. Like, I do not need feedback from anyone about anything. I've got this. And I think that that's where, especially, it's never been more true than now. Things are changing so quickly. And I think that hunger to be better is where it starts. And then finding people who can coach you, who can develop you, whether that's inside your org or you may not have that in your org, outside of your org, building your network of people who can help you level up.
I love that. I love that. There's this conundrum in sales in that so much of it is about energy. And if you don't come to the call or to the table with, I call it swagger, but like that confidence,
Yep.
it comes through. If you come with timidity or you come with discomfort or, misalignment, it
Mhm.
comes through no matter what you try to do to cover it up. And you're not going to close as many sales when you're trying to overcome those things. So there's this conundrum of like, you need to be confident and carry that swagger, but you need to be coachable and open to learning.
Yeah.
So, what do you say to that?
I think there is a difference between confidence and arrogance.
Yes.
And I think that very, very fine line is where it lands. And I think having confidence in your abilities and your product, that's another big thing.
Yeah. Yep.
Having confidence in your product and coming into that meeting with confidence, it doesn't mean that you can't then review that call with your team and say, yeah, this piece I really fumbled. How would you do it differently? And that's a core piece of how we run sales at Firm 360 is we do call reviews, and it's like watching game tape basically. And
Right.
so everyone watches the call in advance, and we do this every week, and then we review, and we always have the rep go first. We always have the person whose call it was go first, and they say, you know, I thought this part went really well, really didn't like this. How would you guys have done this? And I think just building that continual learning muscle on the team and individually is a really big part of it.
I love it. And you just touched upon something that I don't hear very often is usually the manager watches the call and then goes over it on one-on-ones. But
Yeah.
you're saying the whole team watches each other's calls. And I'd be willing to bet that that's why your team comes off more coachable because
Mhm.
they've had to eat a little humble pie and then improve from it. I
Yeah.
mean, somebody is always going to do something better, even if you have two rock stars,
Yeah.
just difference in personality.
Yeah. And the really awesome thing is they also learn from each other. They'll be like, you said this in this way. I've never thought about saying it that way. I love it. I'm going to start using that. And so they're also able to learn from each other and really bring the best of those learnings forward. So yeah.
I love that. Now, do they follow scripts and playbooks? Playbooks, obviously, but
So we do full cycle sales. So our sales reps do discovery, demo, everything that follows that. And so the demos are there's sort of like a rough script for the demo. It's like this is the order in which we show the product because it makes sense in this order, but
right.
we do not do scripts. Um,
Amen, sister. Okay. So I was gonna
yeah.
say it's like impossible to learn from each other if you're all supposed to be saying the exact same thing.
Right, right. And so there it's more of like, here's the points we want to hit on. Here are the things that really resonate when we say them. Um,
Amazing.
and yeah.
That's amazing. That's amazing. I come from an education background and man, I think scripts killed education. I'll go ahead and say that. Won't go down that route, but
Yeah.
totally not even talking about sales. But when
Yeah.
you cut the personality out, um,
Yeah. So
it's
true.
amazing. Amazing. So that's so good. All right, awesome. So how can me and my audience support you and find you and cheer you on and get to know more about you?
Yeah. So I am blessed with a very unique name. So if you just type Emily Maxie into LinkedIn, I'm the only one. So you can
Awesome.
find me on LinkedIn. And um, if you happen to be running an accounting firm, you can visit us at myfirm360.com. We'd love to work with you. And yeah, I think I if anyone is sort of in a, I know you have a lot of founders in
Hmm.
your audience, and
Yeah,
I uh, have worked with a lot of founders in my career because I've been at early stage startups for the most part. And so founders who are struggling or just need to bounce ideas off of people, feel free to reach out. I'm always happy to help. And if I don't know the answer, happy to connect you with someone who might. So
I love that. I love that about LinkedIn. Like I said, I alluded at the beginning. Like Emily and I don't know each other, quote unquote, in real life.
yeah.
Like it's LinkedIn because LinkedIn is the place to be for networking, connecting, and really, finding your business besties. And so, yeah, I encourage you guys go find Emily. She is super bubbly. Look at her history. She's been to some really cool places. We won't get a chance to talk about it, but like there's a lot there. And I am not in accounting, right? Like I would be the last person you would probably want to run your books. But yet we have so much in common. So if you're an accountant, you definitely want to reach out to her. If you're a sales leader or want to be, these are the kind of people that you want in your circle. So thank you so much, Emily, for joining me today. Any last words of advice or anything you want to leave us with?
um, I know it's hard out there, and you've got this. You can do it. I
Yeah.
guess.
Yeah.
I think we all need to hear that from time to time.
1,000,000%. 1,000,000%. It's a fresh year. It's a fresh start. It's a fresh quarter. Like, you got this, whether you feel like a rock star or you look at yourself every morning and tell yourself you're a rock star, you are. So, thank you so much, Emily. Thank you, everyone, for spending some time with us. It's a new year. Let's go. Thanks for listening to Chasing Impact, Not Sales. If this episode sparked something, share it, subscribe, and remember, real sales come from real service. Keep chasing impact.